What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Man, I want to get into this next sports topic. So I want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks, they clinched playoff berth. They're the first team in the NBA to officially be locked in for the 2020 playoffs. Now, I said it before. I want to say it again. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to go to the finals. Ain't nobody else in the East is going to mess with the Milwaukee Bucks. I know it's other teams out there that people talk about a lot. 76ers, Boston Celtics, Toronto, Miami. I know other people talk about them, but at the end of the day, the Bucks play great basketball. Nobody can stop Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they're going to the finals. They're going to the finals. Will they win the finals? I'm not sure, but I want it to be known that I'm picking the Bucks to go to the finals 100%. Now, I know those other teams. I want to talk about those other teams just for a second. So the 76ers, yeah, they always get chatter about, oh, well, can they get to the finals? Can they do it? They got stars on that team. They got Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, but what's hurting them is that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid can't play well together. When we watch the 76ers, all we ever see Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons go off when one or the other is not playing. When Ben Simmons is out, Joel Embiid is having a career night. When Joel Embiid is out, Ben Simmons is having a career night. It's never together. If those two can find it to play at the same time and both have career nights, then we may have a problem on our hands. Then we may be able to talk about Philly. Oh yeah, they might go to the finals. We might be able to talk about that. But until they lock that in, until they start gelling together with each other, it's not going to happen. And also, injuries. Y'all, look, we seen in the finals. We had a lot of crybabies talking about the Warriors wasn't healthy. That's the only reason Kawhi won. That's the same thing. You can't win if you're hurt. If your star players is getting hurt, you're not going to win anything. And that's another factor with Philly. Ben Simmons just went down. He just went down. He's resting up now. I'm trying to recover. But Joel Embiid, he's been facing injury problems all season for his whole career, honestly. It's been forever. So we never know what's going to happen with Joel Embiid. I know he played in the playoffs last year, but at the same time, he rested a lot of games during the regular season. So then that question comes to mind too. Is Joel Embiid resting hurting the 76ers because they're not getting chemistry together and things of that manner? That's a valid question. That's a valid question for sure. But the last thing too with the 76ers is that I hear some talks about Brett Brown. It may be him for the reason that the 76ers are doing bad. I don't think it's him. I think the coach. That's the coach. I don't think his game plan is bad or anything in any kind of way. I really think the main problem is Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. They gotta start dominating together instead of separately. One of them may have a good game without the other, but they gotta come together on like some Kobe and Shaq, some D Wade and Bron type stuff, Steph and Clay, where those duos that I just named, they had great games together. There were games where Bron had 40, D Wade had 38, D Wade had this many. They had great games. Steph and Clay, it was games where Steph and Clay both had 30-something. That's what has to happen in Philly in order for them to start taking over, in order for them to even be contenders to go to the finals. Because next up, I got the Boston Celtics. It's going to be the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks in the conference finals together. The Boston Celtics, they got a young core. We seen Jason Tatum go off. We know what he's capable of. We know what Jaylen Brown is capable of. Kemba Walker, he's out right now, but they have so many pieces. They got so many pieces. Gordon Hayward is still there. I like that team. And they're young. But at this moment, I just can't see them beating the Milwaukee Bucks. I can't see them beating the Milwaukee Bucks. They've been playing great basketball. The Bucks, they've been playing great basketball. So I don't see them losing to the Boston Celtics. It's tough around there. I'd give the Boston Celtics maybe 1 or 2 more years before they start competing in the finals once more. After those 1 or 2 years, then I'd say that's when they start getting to the finals, and that's when they can actually put up a good fight in the finals. Because right now we see these Western Conference teams, and we kind of iffy. We're kind of iffy about it because, yeah, both LA teams are dominant. You got the Clippers, you got the Lakers. It's so much star power on the Western Conference versus the Eastern Conference where there's just a full, complete team. So it's gonna be so interesting. I can't wait for it, honestly. But the other teams, Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors. I don't want to count these teams out. I actually, way earlier before the season, I actually picked the Toronto Raptors to be my sleeper team. I picked them because I'm like, they got something to prove. They got something to prove. They lost Kawhi Leonard, and people immediately cut them out the picture as soon as they lost Kawhi Leonard. People thought they were done right away. So they got something to prove. They're sitting at number 2 or 3 right now. So they're pretty good in the rankings. I don't want to count them out at all because they can beat a team. They can make it a good series. Can they beat the Boston Celtics in the 7-game series? Possibly. It's going to be a lot tougher now that Kawhi isn't there. But can they beat the Milwaukee Bucks? Hell no. They're not beating the Bucks. But they can beat the 76ers. I put money down on that. They can make it a great series. And also the Miami Heat is one of those teams that can make something a great series. Those guys play hard in Miami. They come every night with a chip on their shoulder, and they come with something to prove. So I wouldn't want to. I won't say that the Miami Heat can beat the Milwaukee Bucks or beat the Boston Celtics, but they damn sure will make it a great series. They damn sure will make it very interesting games, regardless of what the overall win streak or whatever it may be. Whether it's the Bucks winning 6, whether they win in 5, I'm sure it will be a course of great games and a series full of great games because the Miami Heat, they play hard, man. They play hard, and the way it looks to me when I watch it looks like they don't like to lose. And that's what's important come playoff time. That's the main thing. And sometimes when teams are lacking, another team that does this often is Philly. They're inconsistent. They're inconsistent sometimes. And that goes back to Joel having a great night without Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons having a great night without Joel. They got to come together. That's the main problem. That's the only way I would even accept Philly getting to the finals is if Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons start playing well together, not individually, together.